Welcome, my name is Dr. Patrick Flynn, and today we're going to cover the Fireman and Carpenter Principle. It was always very frustrating for me when people would say, well, what kind of doctor are you? What do you do? So I had to really start to create some analogies to be able to have a discussion with them, so when they left, they know what my role was in their life. If we look at the forms of healthcare, if we look at it, there's kind of like medicine, and there's kind of like some natural medicine. There's medical doctors who do things with a bunch of drugs, and there's people that do a bunch of natural things. And so there seems like they're a competing entity. Well, they're actually not. And I think the Fire Department and Carpenter Principle really actually gives them a clear distinction of what their role is, but also what the patient will need and who they can use to help them achieve what they want. So if we have the analogy of you have a fire, some major disease, some heart attack, some cancer that could possibly kill you, aka burn your house down, you're gonna need a surgeon, a medical doctor, to actually put out the fire. And they're trained, they're skilled, they're great at doing it. But when you look at maintaining and actually repairing, and even repairing some of the destruction that was done through that process, you need a wellness way doctor, because their carpenter viewpoint is going to look at the body, they're going to test them properly and say, here's what this body needs. Here's what we can do to get it back to normal. Because I want people to understand that the fire department doctors, their drugs and surgery, their axes and hoses are very necessary to handle some of those major situations. But on the flip side, the things that we do, the approach, the testing, the things that we do for people, and actually what they need to take and rebuild their body is essential for them from that carpenter standpoint. But the biggest point I want you guys to understand, they're two different perspectives using the same body. And that's the difference between health and disease. A carpenter will deal more with health, and the fire department, the medical field, will deal with more disease. If you came to a wellness way practitioner for a major heart surgery, we don't have the expertise or understanding to do that. Vice versa, if you go to the basic medical doctor or even a surgeon and ask them how to be healthy, that's not their world, and they have no idea what to do. And that's okay saying that, because the example, the principle, the analogy really gives people, the people out there, you guys, some guidance on what practitioner to use. When I started to actually share this principle, other doctors of all professions started to use it, because it really started to bring some clarity about how to describe what people are doing in their practices. In society today, which you'll notice, we are dominant in the fireman thinking. We are told that that's what we need. You can see that from when you're young on. You may start with a pediatrician, might end up with a general practitioner. If you're a woman, you might end up with an OB. All those doctors could be very essential. But what happens is they're from the fireman thinking. We need both. You need a carpenter thinking because it's dramatically different than the fireman thinking. Imagine that you got to a carpenter doctor when you were younger. I believe that there would be less chance of you needing a fire department doctor as you got older. Because if you can maintain and take care of the house, you'd be surprised how little fires it will have in the future. One of the easiest things that you can do is go to the Wellness Way website, click on Find a Clinic, and actually go search out one of the talks where you can see this full analogy in its entirety. To learn more, you can sign up for our newsletter, you can watch a different perspective show, or you can go to our website to find more information.